I want you to think about this right here because it's a very powerful exercise I'm going to show you. You are currently at A in your life. A is your current position. B is your ideal outcome. B is where you are moving toward. When I'm coaching people, I ask a very simple question. What's your B? You're at A. There are two types of people, what's called strategic optimists. Those are people that just think it's all going to work out. It's all going to turn out great. It'll all work. Then there's what's called defensive pessimist. And a defensive pessimist is a person that thinks about all the things that could go wrong. Because they think about all the things that could go wrong, they mentally rehearse. Allison, I'm talking to you. And you know why? Because I'm a defensive pessimist. I mentally rehearse everything that could go wrong, so it causes me to prepare and prepare and prepare and prepare and work through. There's no right or wrong. But when you're doing this exercise, what I personally do, I've done this exercise 92 times in the last 60 days. When I'm anywhere and I have a moment, A, current position. B, desired outcome. A, this is what I don't like. B, this is where I'm going to. B is tangible to me. And then I attach my because goals. See, my because goal is what motivates me to want to go from A to B. B may be, hey, you're working this business and this business allows your spouse to come home. B, you're working this business and you got a goal to help 1,000 people. B is, hey, you always wanted to live in this part of the world and you can do it now. B is some outcome that is unique to you. A is where you currently are. And every day I wake up, I go A to B, A to B. What's B? All right, what do we got to do? See, and then I attach my because goals. And that's the reason I dig in when I don't feel like digging in. What is your B? Where are you going in this business? What are you trying to do? Shouldn't part of your B to help so many people that at some point your residual income is greater than your living expenses? And you are truly wealthy and you do well by doing good. You do well financially by doing good by other people. Yeah. See, part of your B, when you wake up, it's like, where are we going? What are we trying to do? Natalie and I were having this discussion at breakfast this morning. Like, where are we trying to go? What are we trying to do? See, this tells me the difference between what's called high value activity and low value activity. High value activity is specific, intentional activity that moves me toward my B. That's high value activity. Low value activity is any activity you participate in that has got absolutely nothing to do with moving you toward your B. So if you tell me, I'm gonna use this business, I'm gonna help a lot of people, I'm trying to get from A to B, I'm gonna ask you, if I followed you around for 24 hours, wouldn't it be fun if I came and lived with you for 24 hours? Wouldn't that be fun if I just watched and said, like, what are you, then every time you did something that had nothing to do with that B, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? It's got nothing to do with moving you toward where you're trying to go. See, this is where I'm gonna call you out, because that's what a good coach does. You can't tell me I'm gonna use this business to get to B and not devote time to it every day. You can't just say I'm only gonna do it when I feel like doing it. Man, I woke up this morning, I didn't feel like calling on people. I didn't feel like making a post. I didn't feel like doing this. I didn't feel like Facebook messaging people. I didn't feel like doing events. See, you can't move toward B. You can't tell me one thing. When you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other end of the stick. And a coach is gonna push you and go, what are you doing? Let's go. Time to go to the next level. So here's the problem. Here's what's blocking you. Number one, B is not clear. Your B is not clear. You need to program it into the subconscious mind, and you need to tell yourself over and over and over and over and over, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing, this is how we're gonna get there. Your brain works for you. You don't work for it. Number two is you're missing one of these things. These are what's called missing structures. When I'm coaching a person and I'm like, this is why you can't get there. You don't have the knowledge you need. You don't have the skill you need. You don't have the desire you need. You don't have the confidence you need. You don't have the relationships you need. Or you don't have the boldness that you need. See, one of these things is keeping you from going from A to B. What if I told you that confidence follows knowledge? Confidence follows skills. Confidence follows desire. Confidence follows. See, confidence comes after you put the work in to do this over and over and over and over. Confidence is the memory of success. Without confidence, there is no boldness. See, you got to get to the point in your life, it's like, man, I have no fear whatsoever. I am so confident in this that I know it will work. How many of you know this program will work? Yes or no? Okay. If you know it will work, then why would you be afraid to share it with somebody else? See, if you and I met out front and you said, I want to argue with you for an hour that people don't need a coach in their life, I would take you on right now. Because you know how deep my conviction goes back to 6 years old when that woman on that baseball field changed my life. Because of that, I made up my mind I was going to spend the rest of my life helping other people. See, it's cute when you tell a 14-year-old they have potential. It ain't cute at 42. See, at 42, it's like you got a lot of potential. What are they really saying? What are they saying, Dan? What they're really saying is about time to get it together here, folks. Yes or no? That's just a real nice way of saying, come on, man, let's do this. Potential is an idea of kinetic energy that is stored until activated. It is an idea of embryonic growth that we'll be better today than we were yesterday, better tomorrow than we are today. In the last 6 months, I've coached an 81-year-old, 2 77-year-olds, 2 74-year-olds, 1 71-year-old. And hear what they all say, Coach, I still got one good swing in me. Potential. Your drive has to be activated. There must be a persistence to that drive. And you must have an intensity. I wanted you to embrace this concept, intense and positive. See, I used to be intense and negative as a young basketball coach. Threw things, kicked things. And guess what I never did during that period of my life? I never won any championships. At 25 years old, I was sitting on my back porch after a loss and I was so embarrassed. I was motivating people through fear. And when you borrow strength from your position of power, you actually build weakness in the relationship. And I was motivating through fear. Consequence-based. You don't do this, this. And I went home that night and I asked myself a simple question. How excited would I be to get up and play for me as a coach? My roommate was the men's coach, and he came home and sat right beside me. We both got lost, and I looked at him, and I said, man, if you had to go work for you on Monday morning, how excited would you be to go work with you? He said, I wouldn't be excited at all. And I said, I wouldn't be excited about coming to play for me either. And I made a decision that night that I was going to be a coach that was both intense and positive. That I was going to become a person that people loved to play for, would run through the wall for. And I began to coach the whole person, the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit. And I began to go deeper with people. And because we went deeper, those players played harder for me. We began to win championships. They didn't change, I changed. Here's a question you need to go back and ask your coaches. What can I do to be a better coach for you? Some of you have people on your team that have tremendous talent and potential. How many of you know people like that? Raise your hand. You look at them, you're like, man, they got so much talent. They got so much potential. If they would just get up and go do it, the drive has not been activated. And until that drive is activated, they're not going to go do it. You could get mad at them. You could fuss at them. Or you could go to them and say this, I see a tremendous amount of potential in you. What can I do to be a better coach to help you do this? How many of you have ever been told you got a tremendous amount of potential? Without the help of the coach, you don't activate that potential. See, the coach needs the player, and the player needs the coach. See, you Give me my purpose. I can't do what I do without you. Together, we can do something big, but we need each other.